our opening comments, and after that, Q&A around the room. So, Coach Brown, the floor is yours.
Already disrespect. He called me Fred. It's crazy. I'm very thankful, though, for the opportunity that we have to come out and compete this year. Thankful to be the head football coach at Syracuse University. It means a lot. Thankful for my family, for all our fans, our faculty and staff, and most importantly, we can't forget, thankful for the players. They mean everything. Without them, there wouldn't be football. I think they've been working their butts off this entire off season. And we got a lot to go out and prove for each other, right, with each other. I think we're a committed bunch of guys that care about each other. We're playing for the right reasons. We understand what our mission is. We understand our purpose. And these guys just love to compete and work hard. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity that we got to go out and represent our school and to represent our culture.
Coach, thank you. We will start Q&A, and your first one will be first row, right side. Please identify yourselves and the agency that you're with.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. How are you, Coach?
You want to find yourself?
Doing well. You lean on faith a lot, and in these last couple seasons, first couple seasons for you as a head coach, what have you kind of taken as your biggest learning lessons that you build upon personally to lead this program forward into a more positive history to come?
Well, to have backup quarterbacks. It's like, nah. Honestly, just to stay yourself, to stay grounded in your faith. I think that I've become more intentional of really understanding and knowing it. My whole life I was raised as a Christian, and that meant a lot to me. But I didn't study and know everything about the Bible. I've been able to really dive into the Bible and learn so many stories that have been going on in the adversity that all those great people have went through. And I understand and know that you go through adversity in life. I would always tell the players last year, the best way to face adversity is head on. And if you don't know what it looks like, just watch me. I'm not ducking no wreck, whatever comes my way. I've been through so much in my life that I'm just very thankful for the opportunity that I had to be able to compete in the season last year, the previous one before that. I think God knows who I am. He knows my heart. So he kind of switched year one and year two for me because he knew I couldn't handle that year one, and he understood that I was a little bit more mature in season to go through that through year two. Also was our quarterback, Steve, and then the freshmen that we brought in. They were mature enough to understand and know who they were following and what they were supposed to be doing. That's why we got two sophomores here that played for us so young, but they're leaders already. So everything we went through was lessons for us, and I'm just happy I went through it with them, to be honest. You know, I'm happy that we got to grow together. Our relationships are stronger. So as going into my third year, I'm just thankful for these dudes that I got the right players behind me to push and to be able to go out and show who we really are.
Left side, first row.
Coach Terry Spain with Sports First Media. You talked about growth and you talking about the right players. What excites you about this season since it's year 3 for you?
The leadership, but also the followers. We learned that our culture is set by the followers. I think that our leaders, they know me, we understand each other, and they're not afraid to come and tell me when they don't like something. They won't just do it the whole time. They'll come and say, Coach, that shouldn't be that way. We don't feel that way. And then it makes it better for us. So there's not different chatter in the locker room. I think our guys are so mature that they understand NIL is important and it's something that has to happen. It helps provide for their families. It helps provide for all across the country. And they know that that's the way of life, and they're men. So they're not stressing and being upset about what other men are doing or what comes about. So that helps also, those things of that nature, right? So, a lot of the things are the stuff that I would say in that to answer that question.
Right side, second row.
Hey, Coach. TJ Wilkerson from PBJ Productions. First off, I want to commend the kind of culture you've created at Syracuse. It's so fun to watch inside and outside, and I have massive respect for it. And a lot of your players do, too, as you know. I had the chance to speak with Zach Rice, who was, when he transferred to Syracuse, he was huge about the culture that you had going for it. Can you talk about his development on the O-line? And you seem to have gotten a lot of O-line prospects. How important has that been for you, for the trenches?
First and foremost, I think, first off, how you doing? Good. Zach Rice is doing a really good job. He'll truly help compete. He's in there competing this year to try and be a starter, but he'll definitely play regardless. I think he's a great kid. I think he follows his faith, and he has bought into our culture. He understands what it takes to work hard. I think his new offensive line coach and him have a really good relationship. And I think that Zach understands and sees that it's bigger than just football. He's growing in his faith. He's growing as a man, his education, all the things that he's getting. He's able to learn financial literacy at an all-time high and really fast. So when it's time for him to go out in the real world, he'll be successful. But he understands and knows that it's a long season. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Left side, first row.
Tiffany Gardner, Set Magazine.
Good morning, Tiffany. How you doing?
I'm great. What part of Dart is hardest to preserve when talent, attention, and expectations increase?
Repeat that. What part of Dart is the hardest to follow?
Preserve.
Preserve. I don't think it's nothing really hard. You're the same guy every day. Like, I'm the same person all the time. It doesn't matter who you are, how good you are. Like he's a freshman All-American. He's came from Notre Dame. He's already educated, got his degree. This kid is a super freak athlete. But I treat them all like the same, right? Like from just talking to them, and it doesn't matter. Like, everything's the same. It doesn't matter how talented you are, what you do have. I think everybody's treated fair. Let me rephrase. Everybody's treated fair, but not the same. Accountability will be held, but I can't coach all three of them the same. They're all different guys. I have different conversations with all of them, but we can be talking about the same thing. But I may be able to cuss Antoine out because Antoine's mental is just like crazy. But with Meech, I'm going to go have a personal conversation with him and make sure he remembers his why. And then with Steve, it'll be something else that I'll tell him of what you're looking to do. Does that look the way it's supposed to look? So, all of us got a good relationship. I'm still Dart with all of them, but you got to know your players to understand how each and every one of them need to be treated. Our overall culture is what everyone has to follow, but you have to have a personal relationship to be able to truly instill all of those traits into all the guys. Does that answer what you asked?
Back to Dan in the first row, right side.
Coach, being a relationship-based person, when you look at NIL and the transfer portal and the constant movement in and out of a program, how have you tried to instill that culture that you're building and to have that family and to have some type of preservation in a world that's constantly changing?
You got to get the right guys. I think that it's important that I'm involved with every one of them because I have a different kind of vision and a mindset than most of the other coaches. And I know what I want and what I want to see. I think that you have to want to get closer with your faith to be able to come play with us, right? To be able to be with us. You have to want to get closer with your faith. You have to want to get an education. You have to want to be a good person, right? Your heart has to want to be pure. And because, we're all naturally selfish people, right? We're all, that's just naturally what comes. But when you want that and then you understand and know that we're all going to get paid, there's certain things that we're going to have to do and things that we want to do. It works itself out. And with the transfer portal, I'm happy about it. I mean, we got Steve Angeli from the transfer portal, right? He's one of the better leaders on the team. But you got to know what guys to go get, like Antoine. Everybody tried to take Twan. Guys was trying to take Demetrius from, right under my nose. But those guys stayed because you go and pick the right guys where we build the right relationship. And it's about life, right? When those guys all get married, I'll be at their wedding, right? When they have children, I'll know that from them, not heard it through the grapevine. So the relationship's important. It's the culture, and it's picking the right guys. We didn't always pick the right guys the year before last. The first year I came in, of course, I picked them all because we came in and ran with it. But this year it was important that I picked them, but then they picked them. It wasn't just me. They told me who they wanted to play because of official visits. Who you around, allow them to drop the shield, and let's find out who they are. Would you guys be comfortable saying all the guys that come with us now, they were completely balling in the culture day one. As soon as they got there, they was ready to work. So it helped them change just that way.
Left side, first row at the very end.
Coach Seth Saunders with the Preferred Walk-On Show. You were a heck of a player at Western Carolina, and your DC there was Jeff Collins. When you look back on your time in Cullowhee and playing for Coach Collins, what lessons that you learned there shaped you, and how have they helped you as a leader of this program?
Before you get into that, can you tell them, too, on defense that I was a heck of a player at Western again? That sound real good, right? Tell him how I was hitting that corner. He taught me to be tough, right? That's where a lot of the bag drills, early work at practice, extra work afterwards, coming in, watching tape. Jeff Collins is amazing. I love him and Matt Rule forever. Rest in peace to my head football coach. Kent Briggs just died. He just passed away couple weeks ago. He'd been fighting cancer sometimes. He beat it, it came back, he beat it again. And I am the man I am because of Western Carolina. Like I'm a catamount, right? I have that tatted on my arm. It changed my life. It was a culture shock day one, but it was what was needed for me to be where I'm at today. You know, because of Western Carolina, because of coming to the South, it helped shape me to become the head football coach at Syracuse University.
Right side, second row.
Coach Thomas Christopher of the League Winners. You faced some criticism earlier this year for letting Calvin Russell be on the field with the team practicing while he's rehabbing his Achilles. But can you just talk about the importance of a player who's not from that area, the sense of belonging, the sense of being a team, and how's his recovery going?
I think I'm responsible for the complete student athlete, but also their mental. So Calvin was on a scooter just catching the ball. He wasn't doing anything. So what should I just let him sit over there in the corner by himself, right? I think mental health is serious. It's a huge issue in college football, and you're responsible for that. Just because he's hurt doesn't mean his college career stops, so you wait till he comes back. I think these guys on the stage, Calvin Russell, those guys were hit with like a double dose from God, so like they gotta keep working. They gotta be active. That's what they feed off of, right? Working and constantly doing stuff. So it was important that we keep him involved and keep him going. If you've seen what Calvin's doing right now, you just say, well, maybe Coach wasn't crazy. That's what needed to happen. That's just the kind of kid he is, where you want to have him in the mix. I'd rather have him in the mix than being somewhere just feeling like he's not wanted or not needed just because he's injured, right? When Steve got injured, we were around each other all the time. Antoine had to wait out a little bit in the spring, so did Meach. I kept them involved, right? I think that's the best piece of, like, I'm responsible for their mental health, right? Like, I'm responsible to make sure that they know that I love them and they love themselves, right? And I think that if you don't do that, then it's gonna mess the kids up.
Coach, your last question will come from Dominic. Dominic is sitting in the third row right up the aisle to your left in the green shirt.
Dominic Petrollo, unaffiliated. Glad to talk with you again. Hope you're doing well. You talk about everything, but you're already a winner. You know, you're winning at life. All the players that are coming through here yesterday, today, and tomorrow are all winning at life because you're top 1% of your profession in the world. How can you take that winning in life and progress it onto the field so that you can get back to winning on the field?
Just get back there. We hurry up and get done with this ACC meeting and get back to the workout tonight. That'll help. Just try to win that day. Like, I don't know. I'm really a basic, simple. I'm very direct. So I'm just thankful, right? I get up. I pray to my God. Nothing happens without our Lord and Savior. So it's not me, right? It's something that he saw in me before I was even on this earth. And it's just something that he wants me to be able to do. And I try to make sure that I live out my purpose. And I bring all the players closer, right? I bring them closer. But I work really, really hard. I hate saying but I try to work really, really hard so they can see that. And then they understand that. They see me with my sons, not just Franny who's on the team. They see me with my daughter. They see me with my wife. They see me doing extra community service work. They see me just doing things that most head coaches wouldn't do. I'm pulling the bags. I'm pushing the prowlers. I go in the weight room, work out with them. I just try to do as much as I possibly can so they can see it, so they can know, like, work, right? The only place, like, success comes before work, really, is in the dictionary. So, I mean, that's who I am. I'm a blue-collar guy. Like, I was born by a 13-year-old young lady who had me. And so, like, you imagine what that life was like with 4 other boys coming right after us every 2 years. So, like, all I know is work. Like, that's what I'm about. I like work. I continue to work, and I love to compete. I can't wait for us to get out there and compete because I see all the things that you guys say, and but I'll be excited about that. To keep the same energy all the time, because that energy will actually help us feed off of it. So don't switch it when things change. Appreciate y'all. Thanks a lot.
Coach, thank you. You and Steve can switch spots, and we will spend some time with Mr. Angeli. Steve, your first question will come right side, first row.
Steve, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well. You have a lot of new weapons at running back and wide receiver. You have guys stepping up at tight end as well. So the versatility of the weapons that you have, and Fran talked about how you build relationships with each individual person. How have you worked to build those bridges with the new faces and just the excitement for this offense?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, being a leader on this team and being the quarterback of this team is making sure that guys know how much I care about them as a person before we even get into the football aspect. You heard Coach Brown just talk about it. The way that he treats us, everybody on the team, he has a personal relationship with us, is always checking in on us, is always calling us, making sure we're doing good. So the biggest thing for me is making sure those guys get around me, I get around them, we go to dinner, we go out, we do things like that to be able to have a relationship. Then on the field, the work takes care of itself. Our brand of work at Syracuse, we work our tails off. We make sure every day we're in there putting in the right amount of work, extra work, early mornings, and when you get those new guys around and, before they even came here, we had to make sure they fit in with our culture and they know how to work because that's our standard.
Left side, third row against the wall.
Joshua Fry, Sideline Sports Media. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well. How has recovery been since tearing your ACL last season? And what are your expectations and goals for this coming season, both personally and with the team?
Yeah, I tore my Achilles last year. It's been a tough, long road to recovery. It's been a long 9-10 months, but I'm 100% now. I feel great. Been out running around, getting into drills, doing everything we can. Really just looking forward to the season coming up. Obviously last year is the way it went, but that's not what we're focused on. We're focused on moving forward. We have a great team, great coaching staff. Can't thank my athletic training staff enough, our strength staff, everyone that's been a part of my journey for rehab. It really takes a village. Like Coach said, when I was hurt, he was checking on me every day, was coming down to see me, making sure I'm involved, giving me a role, giving me a task so I could still feel committed to the team and doing things a different way when I'm physically not able to participate. But really, from the past 9 to 10 months, I fell in love with Syracuse, fell in love with the university, fell in love with everybody that's kind of been a part of my journey, and I couldn't be more grateful, more thankful, and really from Coach Brown, I've been able to kind of get closer with my faith, get closer to God, really starting every day with a prayer and making sure that I'm thankful for everything I've gone through.
Right side, second row.
Thomas Christopher of the League Winners. Coming in from Notre Dame, transferring in, how has your leadership changed, and how have you done that, especially last season where you kind of had to take a step back and watch from the sideline as you're recovering? How did your leadership process grow and develop as you enter this season?
I think you find different ways to communicate with people when you're physically, as coaches or players, you really want to go out there and show people, right? You want to lead by example, do things physically, but you kind of have to find a way to speak to people in a different way. You either pull them aside or you get them after a practice, after a game, watch some extra film with them. There's a way that you have to have impact through your words more than your actions during that time. So I found a way to kind of get to know guys on a more personal level. You spend more time with them off the field, kind of the energy and the heightened awareness is down a little bit. So you're able to kind of really figure out what makes those guys think, what gets them going, how do you motivate guys when you're not out there yourself showing them what to do. So it really helped me grow as a leader to be able to get in that room with them, get in different aspects of their mind and being able to figure out what really makes them go and how to motivate them.
Steve, thank you. You and Antoine can switch spots, and we'll spend a few minutes with our next Syracuse Orange team member. And Steve, you'll get your first question front row to the right.
Antoine Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. You heard Coach say that there was a lot of other schools that wanted you, but you've stayed committed to Syracuse. What is it about this team, especially with a new defensive coordinator, that made you want to be a part of this family and continue to grow this family?
Well, I think to begin with, it's not something that made me want to stay at Syracuse, right? It's everything that didn't make me want to leave. So Syracuse, everything, ever since I got here, it's been great to me, right? I've been a great connection with my coaches, Coach Fran, and I think we got a great relationship going on. And ever since I got here, it's been, we're on the same page about where we're heading, our plan, and the vision that we have for the Syracuse football program. And you mentioned our new DC who just got here, Coach VK, and I couldn't be more privileged to be around somebody that knows so much about football, right? He's extremely knowledgeable, great teacher, and he's bringing that new wave of energy that we needed in order to be a strong defense this year.
Still on the right side, second row.
Thomas Christopher of the League Winners. You played your high school ball under Coach Derek Way, a prestigious coach in the Southeast. Can you just talk about your experience with him, how he was a mentor for you, and what lessons have you taken from him into your collegiate career?
Yeah, I mean, for anybody that knows Coach White knows what type of person he is, right? He's a down-to-earth person, extremely great personality, and great with connections with his players, right? And I'm just thankful for him, and I believe that he had a huge impact on my career at this point, and in allowing me to become a college football player, right? I think making that move from Canada to Georgia was probably one of the most important part of my process and my development, simply because I learned American football, right? And just him always looking out for me, making sure I was good, and moving to another country is a big step. And I'm just thankful for him for what he did and how he helped me get to where I'm at today.
Left side, about the fourth row in the middle.
Hello, Owen Hillman at the League Winners. What has stood out so far about Keyshawn Johnson and Chris Apollonia to you, and how have you been trying to get them acclimated to the culture of Syracuse?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll start off with Chris Apollonia. I don't think I've had to help him get, involved in the Syracuse community and team, right? I think he fitted right when he came in. He's a great person on and off the field, extremely knowledgeable player too. And to be honest, it's quite the other way around. When he came in, he already knew, the defense at Toledo that Coach Vique was running, and he really helped me, understand how we would play football this year on the defensive side of the ball. And then, I just have a lot of confidence in who he is. And Keyshawn, we're really close to. He's a big part of our D-line. I think he's going to have a great impact for us on the defensive line. And, he's also extremely knowledgeable, super athletic guy. And, I just like who he is as a person overall.
Antoine, if you'll follow the middle aisle towards the back, the gentleman on the right with the hat.
Hi, Antoine. Scott Morgan on South Florida Tribune. I had an opportunity to talk to Coach Brown after that Miami game, and the one thing I was impressed with Coach Brown is he wins with class and loses with dignity, and I take that as a compliment, Coach Brown, because it really is. But anyways, when you have an opportunity to play for a guy like this who builds relationships the way he does, do you think that his example resonates through the team and even makes you not only better as a player but better as a person, knowing you're taking your lumps early, but you're building character to hopefully set up sustainable success. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, that with Coach Brown, his demeanor, the way he treats his players with relationships, become a better player and a person, and him winning with class and losing with dignity. You think that this is something that you can build on not only as a player, but as a person going on with sustainable success with the Syracuse football program going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just think it speaks to who he is as a person and his character, right? That he's trying to, teach us how to carry ourselves. You said losing with dignity, right? And winning. That's correct. Winning with class, losing with dignity. Exactly. So I just think it's all about character, right? You hear him talk about his relationship with players, and I just believe that he prepares us for the rest of our lives, right? It's just always some knowledge that we can keep with us and apply it to the rest of our lives, not beyond football. So I'm just thankful for everything that he's teaching us and how to act as man, right?
Antoine, thank you. You and Mr. Samuel can switch spots. We will finish our time with Syracuse here. Again, if you would please identify yourselves and the outlet that you are with, and no great surprise, we'll start to your right, first row.
Demetrius, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. We know you play on both sides of the ball as a wide receiver and a defensive back. If you had to play yourself, which side do you think would beat the other, and why?
I'll probably say corner. I feel like I'm more dominant at corner because it's just like I just feel like I'm more fluent at that position. Like receiver is kind of where I just have fun. I'm so happy to be God gifted to have the talent to play it. But I think my cornerstep will probably be my receiver. So
We're going to go left side, first row, the young lady to your left.
I'm so sorry. I was not prepared to be called on. Go ahead and ask him first.
So we'll slide up to the gentleman to the left of her.
Demetrius Terry Spain with Sports First Media. You're from Brevard County, and Brevard County produces a lot of great athletes, in particular with you as well. What does it mean representing Brevard County and bringing what you've learned from there to Syracuse University?
You know, it's great. You know, I got a lot of family who grew up playing from Brevard County. You know, Reggie Nelson, Joe Cole, and Marcus May. It's just an awesome opportunity, you know, growing up, being able to watch them guys. They let me work out with them and take me on for experience. So it's kind of like a different feeling to be able to have the kids that's back in Brevard just look up to me and be like, oh, they're from the same area as me. You could make it out.
To the right side, fourth row.
Katrina Sacken, Sports and Culture Media. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Coach has talked about relationship-based interactions as well as building this culture around here. He said, hey, when they're in the weight room, I'm in the weight room as well. First off, who's lifting heavier? And secondly, in an ever-changing era of college football, how important is that relationship-based culture in motivating you guys for the success of this team?
Who's lifting heavier? If it's bench, he'll probably lift heavier than me. I ain't gonna lie, he got old man strength. But anything lower body, nah, he can't mess with me. But I feel like the relationship with your head coach and just coaches in general is very important, you know, because that's the people you have to see every day, you know. 9 times out of 10, you're seeing your coaches more than your family because you're here with them every day. So I feel like it's very important to be able to relate and talk to them and just have a relationship with them to where you could just feel comfortable enough to go and talk to them about anything.
Left side, fourth row in the middle.
Hello, Owen Hillman at the League Winners. How have you seen Chris Peel develop and grow as a leader and just as a cornerback?
You know, he's trying to wrap up his last years of playing. So I feel like he's coming along great. You know, he's really taking a hold of the group. He's one of the more mature, older guys, you know, being in college football a little bit longer than us. So he just likes to show us, like, little new techniques, little new knowledgeable things for us to be better, you know. He just wants to push everybody to get better, and I think he's a great, like, big brother to look up to.
Follow the aisle right up the middle to the left.
Javon Edmonds, Syracuse.com. Demetrius, are we still going to see you try to play receiver this year?
Yes, sir.
We'll move the microphone all the way down to the first row if we can slide down fast to the front. Thank you for that.
How does this defense plan to make more negative plays this season?
Really just hunt the ball, you know. I feel like Coach VK's scheme that he brought with him from Toledo gives us a chance to just go play ball, just be ourselves. So I just feel like just being able to just go and dominate and understand what we have to do is just going to let us to play free.
We'll go left side, fourth row.
Hello, Owen Hillman at the League Winners again. You have a track background in high school, ran the 100-meter, the 200-meter dash. I assume you're probably the fastest player in the team. If there was somebody that could compete with you evenly, who do you think would that be in the team?
We actually have a lot of fast players, but we have a couple. I'd probably say Chris Peel, Tyshawn Russell. What's Cam's last name? Cam Harrison. Not Javon. Not Javon. Not Javon. I'll probably say them guys, like, if it's out of us 4, but, you know.
Your last question will come second row to your right.
Thomas Christopher of the League Winners. As a two-way player, do you watch film on yourself from the same perspective as if you're watching somebody else to get better? If not, how do you go about developing yourself on both sides of the ball?
Absolutely. I think you kind of have to, you know, because I also like to watch other people, too, to help me influence my craft. But I think if you don't watch yourself, like, it's easier for other people to pick up on tendencies that you do and you don't do. So I just feel like just being able to attack the film room and noticing what I've done in certain games or certain areas of my game, being able to help me in other areas.
Syracuse, thanks a bunch. Good luck this season. Folks, Boston College is due up in the room at 1 o'clock. Thank you.